It's Larry G Upintime, alongside Panzer, Supersonic Sound and Soundquake.
Respect.
Yeah, last night, I took him last night down Jake's, and because Ratty and Bones was there as well, down there last
Kurt
night.
Riley.
Kirk Riley. And the vibes down there was really, really nice. Yeah, and because when I got down there, I was just at the back listening, and then I realized, hold on, it's pure dub. I don't hear no 45 or no plastic. Yeah, dub after dub after dub after dub. And that's what drew my attention to that's the first time meeting you, but I mean Soundquake before, you know. And then when I saw you drawing some tunes, I thought, you know what, I need to meet this player. But last week,
Original Dancehall Thursday.
Original Dancehall Thursday, you damaged your sound badly up there.
Oh, you did a thing.
What sound was it you was playing against up there?
It was Desert Eagle and Ruthless Savage.
Ruthless, because I tell you that's big. That is big talk.
Okay.
Because the sound from Europe come over and just damage up everything. Right, so it's from then. You know what I mean? It's only by coincidence I realized, hold on, use the same song was up there last week. So right, let's go back now from the starting of how long your sound been around?
1994.
1994.
So we call ourselves the veteran sounds. Yeah. That's
So both
more or less the second generation, but
Yeah.
more or less 3 years later it's not really a next generation.
No, but still, like at that time in Germany, the scene was so small.
Yeah.
I would say like the first generation to me is like sounds like Concrete Jungle, Pow Pow, Silly Walks.
Yeah.
There were a few others like started even like the late 80s, but not really like voicing dubplates. There
Yes.
was Downbeat Underground from Berlin, not to forget. Like he even got Panet on dub. Like
Panet.
yeah, he was way ahead of the time, like for our little scene in Germany.
Yes.
And for me, it was like Concrete Jungle in Berlin, such a sound. Like they were my biggest inspiration, like to get me into Jamaican music.
So that was Concrete Jungle. That was the name of the song.
Yes, yeah. But then I would say it was a Soundquake at the time that really was the biggest inspiration at the time when I started actually playing a song. Like I started like in '98. Like I did some mixtape. I needed a name for them. Like so I came up with the name Supersonic and to me Soundquake was always like the sound like that looked for like fresh tunes. Like when they went to Jamaica and came back, you knew like they're gonna have some
current.
Like they voice all them. Big TOK that was big like on like in 98, 99 like so. I mean, not the amounts like the Jamaican sounds did voice of course, like, obviously, but still like what got voiced at the time, like it was pretty much up to time and me also way ahead like of what we played in the dance hall in Germany. So it was really trendsetters.
So both of you are really Soundquaker, is that correct? Or
No, he's Soundquake.
No, that's just me, and I'm the second generation of the sound. There was a next.
the elder? There was an elder. So you
There's an elder set which kind of retired more time by now.
Wow.
So I took over in 2008.
Yeah.
From Bigger T, who was the selector back then, and I have a new MC now, which is Exile the Brave, Jamaican, who is living in Germany.
Nice.
With a quite nice energy.
Nice vibes.
Yes. Yeah, so that's Soundquake, and yeah.
So you two. So how long you two know each other? How far?
More or less from the beginning, or
Even before, because
Before music.
We met in record stores, and when he was still buying
searching for the
hip-hop,
best.
and I was buying hip hop more time,
Yeah.
and then we both started going into the reggae more time, and things changed, and then reggae got really like get a big blast in 1997. I think we both was into reggae before, but we was playing mainly R&B and hip hop because that's what the people wanted to hear. But 1997 was like a game changer for reggae and dancehall in Europe or in Germany. So that's when everything really kind of went uphill.
So in the early days in Germany, what was the crowd like in the early days? what was it like? Was it?
It was small. It was like very. I remember going to like the first dances in like '95 or even like
basement sessions.
Well, basement sessions.
Even David Rodigan when he played in Berlin, it was like small clubs like the tours, like maximum 300 people.
Yes.
But it was really underground and so.
And our regular dances would be more likely 100 people.
So really, so really that.
And we would kind of look out forward because just every other 4 weeks or something like that, a dance would happen. Not every week there was like the chance to go out and listen reggae and dance, but once a month somewhere, and you would like look forward to that day. And then with, I would say 1997, 6 to 7, things change and we would have regulars even like within the entire week, like Monday regulars, Tuesday regulars, Wednesday regulars. And you could go out and listen to reggae every
and would
day.
you see the same people, the same crowd of people? You see the same crowd of people.
Yeah, I mean,
More or less.
yeah. I mean that goes for every city, even if it's a
You're
bigger
right,
one.
you're
Like,
right,
even
you're
if in
right.
New York or in London, you're
Yeah.
going to see the same person.
Especially at the early days when it's underground. For example, when it's underground, you got a hardcore following behind you. You know, so 96 you said you took over.
Well, we started in 94, and the thing is, the original crew who started Soundquake, they started like a records distribution with it more time.
Right.
So we had the advantage, if you want to say so, that we would always have the freshest
latest
songs.
tunes.
Yeah, and even if it's just come to what we can play as on 45, we would
Yeah.
always have the latest songs.
Yeah.
Of course, artists maybe would give us a free song more likely than our next song because we was pushing their
That's
music
right.
in
That's how
Europe.
it worked.
So we was the biggest distributor for reggae music next to One Love, but I think we kind of
In Germany, yeah.
no, not in Germany, for Europe.
Wow.
Like beside what's happening in UK, of
Yeah,
course
yes,
you have
yes,
like
yes.
the UK shops like Dubplates and
Yeah.
but for the rest of
Jetstar and all
Europe,
that. Yeah.
that was Soundquake, and we was the first to put it online, like the first website.
With sound
You hear that,
First
public?
wedding,
Listen, hear that?
The first website where you could kind of take the whole night and listen all the songs online and from your bedroom more likely. So that was the big advantage. Like, and then Soundquake kind of blew the distribution. The sound got bigger through that, I guess, same way. So yeah, I think we was the force that they should kind of have to conquer to say like, oh, if we want to rule Germany or
You
say
have to-
we have to kind of go against Soundquake that time to say like, I earned my stripes because
Yes.
without Clashing We, you could not.
You can't
Yeah.
glorify yourself.
I would say so. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I think we clashed 2 times. First time we win it, second time they win it.
Wow.
We just keep it that way.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because-
We're
so,
still friends.
listen, business, yeah. So, what was the first dub?
First up, I mean,
You did.
the first up or the first session?
No, your first dub
Okay,
you
the-
ever.
Okay.
get on the artist.
The first step was Michael Rose. He was on tour with Frankie Paul in '98, and I just made the first little money by selling mixtapes, like the first Supersonic mixtape. I made some money and was like, hey, there's some special bit of money. And then like Michael Rose and Frankie Paul came to town. They had a show like the same night, and so I think Michael Rose was the headliner, so we took him to the little studio setup first and did voice like some tunes with him. Actually, I did only voice 1 tune with him. Then brought him back to the venue. By the time Frankie Paul finished, we bring back Frankie Paul to the same studio, and so I was like 3 more Frankie Paul. So in the end, like Michael Rose and Frankie
So
Paul.
Michael Rose and Frank. What tune was that one? What tune was it?
The Michael Rose was Shine Eye Girl on the answer rhythm, the supercut, like the White Apache answer rhythm, which is nice. Only thing, I didn't have any experience on voicing dubs back then, so we just had a little setup where we didn't even think about getting split, like so. We just have to live with the mix that we got back then. Nowadays, technology we can work.
Right, compression and everything.
Yeah, and also like isolating vocals,
and
and so we can do a little like better like now, but it's still I can play them, but it's not the best sounding dubs. You know.
Well, but I bet it still sound good if you're on your own big song. So Quaker, what was your first dub, when and by whom?
couldn't. Since I'm not the first generation of the sound, I shouldn't say that.
I think I remember it was Sandy Star.
Okay.
Yeah. That,
I would have said Banana Man. But
no,
okay.
Banana Man. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
Banana Man, because
yes,
that was my
Banana Man.
impression, but I don't.
Rest in peace. Wow, okay, yes.
Yeah, most likely one of the Jamaican trips the guys took. Because I don't think Banana Man ever play Europe.
Wow.
I doubt. Yeah.
Alright, so that was your first dub now. So you know when you get your first dub, yeah? How did you feel playing that first dub? Remember, it's your first dub.
I don't remember the feeling of playing it, but I remember the feeling of getting the actual dubplate cut, like because we had a very good dubplate cutting studio in Berlin. They do mastering for all big recording companies. So I went there, and when I had this one first, like it was a full play with the one Michael Rose and the three Frankie Ball, I was like, oh, whoa. I wonder how many will follow.
Man, so when you play, and what dance was it you played it in first?
I don't remember. I really.
But do you remember when you played it? The reaction from the crowd?
I would say the reaction wasn't that big because also the dubplate thing for the regular crowd that went out for dances. Most people didn't really know.
It was
maybe
too fresh for them.
It was too fresh. At least I don't remember getting a specific reaction. I did put them on some mixtapes as an intro, like a first tune. I did put them on there, but I can't remember any special reaction.
Okay, right. So let's go to the sound clashing now. So what was the first sound you clashed against?
It was in 2001, organized by Popo, and it had Supersonic, Sentinel, Rubadub, and Rubadub. Yeah.
And that's how it. So it's five sound clash in Germany.
Yeah. It's like Popo put up a clash like a newcomer clash more or less back then. Yeah.
Jeez.
Popo was the first sound from Germany to go world clash.
And was that heavy sound, heavy big sound?
Yeah, in a way, but then again there was really like the party machine, so I would not consider them really a clash sound, even though they had their clashes, but they never really took clashes serious. There was always
a bit like Stone Love, like in
right.
They have their dubs, but
because in the early days, Stone Love used to clash enough, innit?
Yeah.
There was only. No, they just calm and just. But I'm sure if it come to clash, they still could clash because they got some old proper dubs.
Yeah.
You know they got. But talk about that. You played a dub yesterday, a burst dub, and on that dub, it's like he mentioned all of his tunes.
No.
Yes, you played a dub. That you played a dub yesterday, one Burris dub, and he sung part of each tune on that dub.
No, I played 3 dubs on the same rhythm. Maybe that's what you.
Oh, that way.
Yes.
Man, you tricked me then.
And he played like 45 overall last night.
Because when I was hit, so those 3, you played them continuously.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I put them on a juggling.
Do you know? I thought it was one because me and my cousin Kanja, we were saying it's the first time I heard this dub. It's like all 3 rhythms, for example, in one dub. What you tricked me? Is that mix he was mixing?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a bad mix. That was a bad mix. You know, so last week now. Let's speak about last week. Dancehall Thursday. How was that?
Oh, that was wonderful. I didn't know what to expect. Like, I mean, for me, it's been almost 20 years being in Jamaica. Like last time I was like in 2006, and we never clashed in Jamaica. And I only like followed it on Dancehall Thursday on YouTube a bit. Like when I see they have some nice artists passing through, and so it was nice that we got the chance like to play there, and also like put our name in Jamaica, because what I realized, like maybe the international clash scene knows our name, but in Jamaica, Supersonic name.
I think really in the reggae scene to make an impact, you have to rock the rock. You know what I mean? You have to get in and penetrate, especially in town, because there's a lot of songs from the country where they're not known in town, you know. So, but there's proper big sounds in the country. You know what I mean? So those songs what you was playing against last week, what country were they from?
The one was from actually from Montego Bay and
Mobile song.
New York,
And
Ruthless was from New York, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So what dub did you think what murdered him?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say like one dub specifically.
No.
It was just more the selection we put together like for I think especially the first round. And also for this venue, I was able to play tunes that are really played in clashes before, and then I was like, hey, this is the perfect opportunity. All these like foundation artists in the place, and like some tunes.
Like the Lord Sassafras.
Yeah, like Sassafras. Like, yeah,
Wow.
I know it's something special to have because he doesn't do much dubs like these days, at least like what I know.
Yeah.
So never played them like in clashes before, and I was like, hey, this like he's coming to the like if he's in Jamaica, he will definitely be at this like event. So we should play them here.
That's right. So when you was playing them last week, did you realize the other selectors then was getting a bit shaky now?
I didn't watch them while playing.
It was very one-sided. Like there was one of the sounds never really kind of make a foot into the competition, and the next sound wasn't really shaky at all. He kind of stood his ground and was doing good. So and the next one, this Ruthless, he never really kind of
Never met him out.
no. I think he was like it was clear from the get-go to see like okay, he's the one that might.
He's a different horse race this year.
I would say so. Just watching as a bystander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say it must have been a heavy crowd there last week. It must have been a heavy crowd. Because I say up there, the vibes on there is just growing. Because when they started, I think they started about 3 years ago. I think they started.
About that.
About 3 years. And look at it now. You know, they're bringing in songs from overseas. For example, yourselves from Europe. There's another song, Foundation.
Yeah.
They destroyed them. What's the other song? Dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, so Europe is going on with a lot of sound business. You know what I mean? And they got plenty dubs. Where
We have good sounds in Europe, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the competition is strong enough to push everybody to the limits, I guess.
Yeah,
You have to be. You have to come up with something. You just can't really go regular,
No,
and
that's
think
right.
that you can win.
you have to come different.
Yeah.
You got to come different. You got to kind of put yourself in a position, and you're thinking about the opponent.
And I think we got a lot of quality dubs in Europe. Like I think we both have very much quality boxing. I would say so. But overall in Europe, I think there's a lot of good engineers and people who kind of put some effort into dubs, because how many dubs is out there that you listen where it's like
That's right. Where is it?
yeah, and then you have those moments where you know like okay, this is like
Wow.
this is special
Yeah.
and not just dub. And more time I feel like it's quality.
So, tomorrow you'll be going back dancehall Thursday, and then you'll be going back to Germany. But both you on Friday.
Right.
So how long you been on the island? How long you actually been on the island?
I just came like 2 weeks ago, but Willy's been here for 2 months already.
Because the first time I met you was at Culture Walk, Katamah.
Right. Like before the pandemic.
Yep. But yeah, that's the first time. As I said, I was shocked when I turned up yesterday and I saw you there. I said, oh, wait, that's.
Well, I was playing before you came.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But when I turned up, I was shocked
Yeah.
to see you there. I was shocked to see you there. You know, so it's good. It's good seeing. It's definitely good seeing. And last night at Jake's was a nice entertainment, nice vibes, nice music. It was just you know play double I neighborhood. You know what I mean? You know, especially that the last one you played, the Berris one. The last
a cappella.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Man, that is a strong. Where did the device at? Over here?
Most of the dubs, various dubs were voiced in Jamaica. Like a few times we had a chance to voice in Europe, but he doesn't voice much like when he's on tour. But 2 times we did catch him like over the years.
Hard to catch him.
It's hard to, in Jamaica, hard to catch him. Like you have to be patient and.
That's right. Yeah, you have to.
But in the end, you get a quality dub. And,
it's well worth the wait. So when you go back to, what's your plans when you go back to jump? Because you mentioned that you began England in June. Is that correct?
In June, yes.
So what is you're playing against another sound or
It's not a clash. I
No.
think it's like a dubplate showcase thing with Pure Vibes.
Okay. So they're putting on Pure Vibes, are putting on it. Who's the promoter for that?
I have no idea, like because I only agreed to do it.
Right.
I don't have the
Right, yeah.
the
Yeah, so that's in June. So you be coming over to England too?
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe for City Splash, but that's like if then in the making. Let's see.
That's the Brixton one, right?
Yeah.
Is that the Brixton one? Yes,
Yeah.
it's the Brixton one. Yeah. Because I seen when's that? That's August time. Is that
Yeah,
August?
that's festival time, August, I think. Yeah.
Right, so when you go back, you're going to be just focusing on more music, more bookings, and more.
Yeah, but also doing the daily life like
Well,
regular
like-
work and
like
like
yes,
family
yes,
and
you're right.
so.
You're right, but music is our passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's what keeps us.
You're gonna find us every other week juggling somewhere.
Right, so I'm gonna have to go over Germany, give you a visit, and give Foundation a visit as well. Say, Foundation, say I must big you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zebulon.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Big
so
up
I must
Zebulon.
be. Yeah, because he sent me a message after. Remember, I sent
yeah.
a video yesterday. He said, "Yeah, make sure you big them up." So I'm bigging them up for you, Foundation. See, but as I say, is a definitely good pleasure meeting you, Supersonic.
Respect. Good seeing you again.
You as well, yeah. And there's no doubt I'm gonna be traveling over to Germany side, and, you know.
You're gonna see me.
Yeah, let's see. Is your home as well? Then?
Second home.
So that's right. Man, it's gonna be your second home soon too.
Yeah.
You know, so.
You got a next love, Calabria.
Where Colombia?
Calabria is
South of
Italy,
Italy.
South
Oh, is
Italy.
it?
That's where you're gonna find me.
I
in
haven't
the
been
future.
there. Is that where you're planning to kind of reside?
Yes.
Is it nice there?
It's very nice.
Is it like Jamaican
It's-
weather?
Not all through the year, but the landscape and the mix of mountains and sea and the people.
Nice and calm and cool. That's I think, especially if you're doing music, you know, you need these kind of calm and cool to get creative. You know, because listen to the scene in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can just sit
Big
back.
up Katamah.
Right, yes, see that. And Jason, pick up yourself.
Yep, true.
So you're on, what's your Instagram page and your Facebook page?
Just Supersonic Sound on Instagram and Facebook. I don't even remember. Also Supersonic Sound, or Supersonic Berlin. I don't know the exact.
Okay, so you know it's fine.
We try to keep the Instagram a bit more active these days.
Right, and it's time consuming, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's a tool,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yes, soundquake.sound for the Instagram, and I think it's just soundquake for the Facebook.
okay, what about YouTube?
No.
No,
I think there's a channel, but that's not updated in 10 years.
Right. SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SoundCloud. Yeah. I'm very
SoundCloud.
busy on. I have
SoundCloud
a
and
weekly
Supersonic.
radio. Actually, part of
yes.
part of the recording from last night will be on my radio, Nice Up Radio.
Nice
You,
up
you,
radio.
you can find it on our SoundCloud tomorrow evening. Like I will repost it.
And what time will that be roughly tomorrow evening?
It's I don't know what it is in Jamaican time. It's 1 p.m. in Seattle because the station is on the west coast.
America.
Yep. So, but you can find the
You find
recording
it from-
on
you
our
find it,
SoundCloud.
it'll be
Yeah,
there.
like
Yeah.
You can also listen it back on our SoundCloud.
So listen, public, if you want to hear dub after dub after dub after bad dub after dub, remember, what's the radio?
Nice Up Radio.
Nice Up Yourself Radio. Nice Up Radio. You have played dub music from last night at GX. So I'm gonna say salute, cheers, and nice meeting you. And we're gonna link again definitely.
Yep.
Larry G Up in Time, The Real Up, C4 Studio, all under Up in Time umbrella. Up 100, out and about.
It's
Loud.
under my note.
Right.
When you come and dance, I remember this, the supersonic sound.